It is tempting to treat the Shopify App Store like an endless buffet of magic solutions. You see a problem, you download an app, and assume the software will handle the rest. But piling on features without a strategy often brings the whole operation crashing down. Every piece of e-commerce technology forces a compromise. You are constantly trading raw site performance for extra functionality. A new product review widget, a countdown timer, a tracking pixel. Each one requires independent server requests to load. Stack enough of these scripts on top of each other, and they will drag down your website's load speed to a crawl. This brings us to a foundational rule. Site speed dictates your conversion rates. A slow store actively loses money. This chart is the app bloat matrix. It maps the exact mathematical relationship between the number of features you install and your store's overall profitability. In the initial phase, utility is high. When you add your first few core apps for things like payment processing and email collection, you see your conversion rate steadily rise. Eventually, you hit a tipping point. The heavy weight of the code outweighs the utility of the features. Load speed tanks, and your conversion rate plummets straight into the danger zone. To avoid crossing that line, we use a 3-phase operational blueprint. The discipline here is strict. You only install a tool if it solves an immediate, measurable business bottleneck for your current stage. Scaling successfully requires operating like a CFO, protecting profit margins, rather than a web designer endlessly decorating a page. Phase 1 targets the bootstrapper. If your store has fewer than 100 total sales and limited upfront capital, this is your operating zone. Looking at our blueprint, this bottom layer is your foundation. Your only tech stack priorities here are building trust and sourcing products. Your first input requirement is integrating a product review tool to automate the collection of user-generated content. Customers need visual proof that other people are actually receiving and liking your items. The required trade-off here is your own labor. Review systems demand active manual moderation. Unmanaged negative feedback sitting visibly on your product page will permanently destroy your brand equity. The second pillar of this phase is utilizing print-on-demand or digital download delivery systems to handle your inventory. These systems allow you to completely eliminate the need for upfront inventory capital and warehouse logistics because you only purchase goods after your customer has paid. The hidden trade-off of outsourcing fulfillment is severe margin compression. You also accept a complete loss of control over the customer's unboxing experience. Phase 1 is not about maximizing profit per order. It is strictly about surviving the startup phase by eliminating financial risk and establishing enough credibility to earn that first batch of sales. Phase 2 shifts to the scaling operator. You have stable, predictable traffic coming in, but you need to optimize your profit margins without increasing your daily ad spend. We update the blueprint to the middle tier. This phase focuses entirely on tools that multiply your order values. The primary mechanic here is the BDA principle, anticipating what the customer will purchase before, during, and after their main transaction, and using algorithmic upselling apps to offer it. By capitalizing on immediate buyer intent, you radically increase the average order value, or AOV, extracting more revenue from the exact same web traffic. But aggressive upselling carries a steep penalty. If you bombard a buyer with too many bundles and pop-ups, you induce decision fatigue. Not friction directly leads to cart abandonment. The second strategy for scaling operators is implementing subscription logic for physical consumables, turning one-time buyers into recurring cash flow. The operational reality of subscriptions is unforgiving. They mandate absolute supply chain perfection. If a subscriber's automated order is delayed because you are out of stock, it triggers immediate and brutal customer churn. These Phase 2 tools are powerful revenue multipliers, but they shift your core business challenge away from marketing and demand rigorous operational fulfillment. Phase 3 is built for the multi-platform pivot. You are moving heavy volume on Amazon or Etsy, and you need to migrate data to escape their high platform fees. We reach the highest tier of the blueprint, dedicated entirely to complex data tracking and platform migration. The financial motivation here is simple. You use importer apps to shift your catalog volume away from marketplaces taking a 7% cut onto your own Shopify platform with transaction fees of only 1 to 2%. The immediate trade-off of automated importers is that they frequently pull over messy, broken metadata. Prepare to spend hundreds of hours doing manual SEO cleanup to repair those listings. At this scale, you also require multi-pixel tracking apps to consolidate your ad data across Meta, Google, and TikTok. This integration gives you precise return on ad spend visibility across all of your marketing channels, centralized into one dashboard. But advanced tracking demands high technical literacy. If you incorrectly configure overlapping pixels, you will double count conversions, feeding corrupt data back to the algorithms and ruining the entire ad account. Phase 3 apps are the engines of massive scale, but they introduce a level of technical fragility that can easily cripple a business if deployed by an amateur. Right now, you need to execute an objective audit of your current monthly app subscriptions based on your specific growth stage. Beginners, delete the complex marketing tools immediately. Focus your limited time strictly on acquiring your first credible reviews. Intermediate operators suffering from low margins must halt new traffic acquisition until the before, during, and after upsell principle is perfectly integrated. And across all stages, there is one non-negotiable rule. Identify the speed-tested badge before you install anything. Installing unoptimized apps acts as an invisible brake on your store's momentum, killing the user experience right as they try to check out. While apps provide the decorative toppings for your website, a strong core product and a lightning-fast checkout process are the actual foundation of a profitable e-commerce empire.